So Tony, you've said yourself that you've had courage in what you've done, but listening to what you've been talking about with Dale and our discussions now, it's clear it's taken many decades to take, an idea that dawned on you by going in a lateral way across disciplines and so on, to make it something that's being used around the world and so on. What's driven you to do that personally? What sort of characteristics would our students need to follow in your pathway with their own ideas, do you think?
By the way, I did recognise within 3 weeks of the idea that it would take 25 years because one knew something about innovation. And then quickly, as soon as I took it to the Middle East and found that eye-glazed responses were the norm, because this interfered with a contract that the governing people had with their people, that you have an entitlement. We can't explain to you why that entitlement is a bit risky. So I realized that it was going to be an idea that was going to face a lot of opposition and was more easily going to fly in academic circles than in practical politics. Yes, having recognized that it was going to be a long haul, I suppose I left it to make its way. I didn't, as I say, publish about it very much, but in the end, it became the norm in any discussion and any conference you go to now about water and food security. It is automatically assumed, because people will say quite early in the discussion that the trade in food is an important part of food and water security, and then I would hope they would say an important element in peacekeeping, because without it we would in fact have to go to war over food and therefore over water. So I haven't minded the issue, it's minded itself. And I say that's partly it was a good idea, but it's also because my colleagues in the profession have been generous.
Mm-hmm. And nowadays, we'll come back to this in a moment, but life in universities in the UK, in Europe, in North America, in many OECD countries is, the metrics have come in there as well. And it's all about, say now I had an idea that I thought had that kind of potential, I would be trying in the UK in particular to write an impact case about it. I'd be trying to publish in the best journals about it and so on. It seems that, you sort of, a mixture of conscious decisions and other factors meant you didn't do that. What were your sort of organisational conditions in your university that allowed you that freedom to sort of let it percolate, let it diffuse, see where it kind of hit, and then follow up on promising leads?
Yeah, well, I was in a department at the School of Oriental and African Studies, which is that has a good economics department by now. But the geography department was founded in 69 or 65, and it grew to a certain level, about 14 people. So we were very busy, because in the evaluation systems which we have in UK higher education, if you aren't in a department which is over 30 odd people, 36 to 40 people, you have a whole lot of overheads to carry. Just as a big department does, and there aren't so many people to share the duties amongst. So we were all hyper busy, and then I was a dean during the 90s, which was the time that I should have been writing perhaps. Life was just a hectic round of 16-hour days, surviving, being responsible, part of the department, making contributions. And so it was a miracle that one got as much done as I did. It wasn't, by that stage I was well through my career, and being able to survive was the thing to do. I watch with interest younger colleagues now. Things have been, in some ways, they're better, because we didn't used to get sabbaticals during my time very much, but now they can look forward to a term and sometimes a year of sabbatical, which is life-saving in terms of oxygen and space. And they do very quickly realize that they've got to be hyper-efficient in spotting the right journals to put their stuff into.
Mm-hmm. And do you think, have the universities in the UK or elsewhere in the world changed that, say you were starting again, you were sort of living this experience again, would you be able to do it in the same way, do you think, or would anything have changed?
Yeah, well, if one can't sort of come back with the experience you had, but if I did, I would certainly manage things differently to make sure that the research time was protected much more. But when you do that, you become a very selfish member of a department, and often it's the thing that keeps the department doing the 4 useful things is because people are prepared to, be generous to each other.
Okay, thank you very much.